Hey everybody, this is David at Barnyard Bees. I'm going to show you another thing that you can do to help boost up a weak colony. Now, this little colony over here, this little nuke, very weak, very tiny, very few bees, just like the video that you saw last week. And so what I did, this is just another way of doing this, to give you some more bees to help build up your population. So what I did, basically, there is my big hive to the right, and all I did was swap positions with it. This one was over here, this one was over here. I slid the big one over and turned it around, facing the opposite direction. Now before I did all that, what I did, I went in the hive, caught my queen, put her in a cage, took her up to the house for a day to let these bees acclimate to this colony where they're to and fro, and it gives them a full day of being queenless. And I just now brought the queen from the cage and put her in the cage. I didn't direct release her. She's in the cage right now. So now what that'll do, that'll protect that queen. Plus, she already had some bees in there that knew her. And now a lot more foragers are going to be over there. And remember too, that bees can change their role of work. Just because they're a forager today doesn't mean they can't do work of a nurse bee tomorrow. So they can change. Now you can see they're bringing in pollen. A lot of pollen, quite a bit today. And the hive looks healthier. It's a lot more bees in it for sure now. And another thing too, if I would have left the entrance of this hive to the right facing the same way, they would have probably figured it out and they would have went back over here anyway, because it was so close. 2 foot, you know, the 2 foot rule. So that's why I turned it completely around. Now some of the bees did figure it out, not very many of them. I just sit back and watched them for a while when I first done this. The majority of them went in the nuke. A few of them hung around the front trying to poke around, and some of them went around to the front and got in. But it was very few. Some of them did figure it out, but most of them did not. So that will absolutely help build up your population. There's always a lot of little tricks to do. Now, what I need to do now is get a feeder, get one of those rapid feeders. And if you need those Barnyard Bees, you've seen them on the last week's video. I'm going to feed it 1-to-1 and put a little pollen patty in there and make sure I got open feed as well. And remember, the open feeder, the only time I do the pollen patties, if it's a very small split or a condition like this late in the year where they need all the nourishment that they can get all the time. They probably didn't even need the pollen patty because the foragers are bringing in so much pollen anyway, so it was just a little small piece I put in there, and it's about gone anyway, so I probably won't put any more in there because, like I said, they're bringing in tons of pollen today, so they look like they're in pretty good shape. Now that queen, you know, once she's released, she'll automatically know how many bees she has in that colony. Her production will automatically pick up pace. She'll automatically see that she has a lot of bees in there, at least double or triple amount she had before. She'll see that there's a 1-to-1 sugar nectar coming in. She'll know there's a lot of pollen coming in because they're still bringing in pollen from all over. And that reminds me, folks, don't forget to report your pollen in your area. That helps out all the beekeepers. And some people don't get access to be able to see the pollen, so that helps them out in your area. So please help the beekeepers out, the new beekeepers. Report back in your comments how well the pollen is doing in your area. And don't forget, folks, queens, if you want queens, barnyardbees.com won't have much longer. Beekeeping supplies, packages for 2021. Get your order in now if you want them early for next year. And that's about it for today. That's just another little trick you can do to help you increase your colony. And don't forget to cage your queen. And that, I mean, it's not guaranteed that they'll kill the queen, but those foragers are going in and they're going to find a strange queen, and that's dangerous. So put her in a cage, leave them queenless for a day, bring her back, introduce her, and she should do just fine. And that's about it. Don't forget, folks, please help share our videos, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Barnyard Bees.